Hello, everyone. I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about standalone training plans, pre-made training plans. I've badmouthed them in the past because they don't do a great job, and that isn't necessarily going to change. But want to answer a few questions about standalone training plans that people are going to have, why I still sell them, why they're bad, why they're good, who they're good for, and how you can make them um, much better depending on if you do buy one. I'm going to show you how to find the ones that I have and all that kind of stuff. Um, so I have notes over here, which is why I'm looking off to the side a bunch. So first of all, training plans fall way short of coaching or even consultations with a coach for two main reasons. Um, Number one, as soon as you have to change anything in the plan, it starts to fall apart. Okay, there's no explanations, there's no support, there's no why am I doing this workout? I can't do this workout on this day. Can I change it? All of a sudden, all that stuff kind of goes out the window. And so that's first and foremost, probably the most obvious one. The other reason why they fall short is because, and this is something that coaches now still do incorrectly, and a lot of athletes do incorrectly, is every training plan out there is focused on and built around the event that you're doing, not you, the individual athlete, and your specific physiology. So there are definitely certain demands that we need to of any race or event that you want to make sure that you're capable of meeting, but most of your training should be built around you, the athlete, and your physiology. And I've talked about an example before. And this has happened a few times where I've had two different athletes doing the same race on the same day, similar abilities, competitive wise, similar goals, completely different training. Both had great success because the physiology was different. So, that second one is something that people don't really think about yet. And I could do a whole seminar on training someone's physiology instead of preparing for the event. And so I hear this all the time. Eric, I'm doing an Ironman. What should I do? I'm like, well, that's great. You're doing the Ironman, but we need to figure out your resources, your available time, your physiology, all that kind of stuff before we get into preparing for the event. So who should buy training plans? Who are they good for? So another coach a while ago I heard say, training plans are bad and blah blah blah, and people put them down a lot. But whatever it takes for you to get out the door and help you train and help you be better and help you be more fit and happy. And if a standalone training plan is going to do that, then do it. And I agree. So training plans are generally built for kind of beginner to intermediate people. All right. And they're generally people who are going to be training less hours a week. Um, now, so most of those plans should be like that. Training plans should also be very inexpensive. If you're looking at training plans that are hundreds of dollars for, I don't know, even 6 months, it's just a complete waste of money. Don't do it. All of my training plans are priced appropriately to be inexpensive for the athlete that doesn't want to coach. If you can spend hundreds of dollars, get a coach or do a consultation. I do a lot of consultations. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Um, so I think all of my plans are under $10. They're cheapest plans on Training Peaks. Um, and any standalone plan should be. I don't care how famous or amazing the coach is. Training plans, standalone, pre-built, should not be expensive at all. Um, I have cycling training plans, running training plans, and triathlon training plans. I'm going to show you how to find them in just a second. I'm going to show you my desktop here. And then any running training plans that I do have are under the triathlon training plans. So there's two main ways that you can find my training plans. One is on my website. Bear with me here for a second. I'm gonna. One is on my website. There it is. Okay. So if you go to ekendurancecoaching.com, ekendurancecoaching.com, There's a training plan tab there, and there's a training plan button there. You can click either one of those, and it will bring you to the training plan page. And I have them. Oh, that's my profile on Training Peaks. I'm going to get to that in a minute. So they're on, training plans are on every coach's profile. So you can look up a specific coach and look for their training plans. Triathlon training plans, this will bring you to the Training Peaks page where you can get it, preview it, get the training plan. And cycling training plans, same thing. If you go to Training Peaks, you go to either find a training plan or find a coach, and you can search by name. I would just go view all, either one of these, and you can just search the name. I think even if you type in EK instead of Eric Kenny, yep, there we go, comes up. Same thing in the profile too. So you can find them either way, directly on my website, ekendurancecoaching.com, or you can go to Training Peaks itself. On my website, I'm going to put in an option where you can just pay directly for it, and I will send you a spreadsheet of that training plan, marked out days, everything. That's coming soon. If you don't want to use it on Training Peaks, you can just get it direct from me. And if you want one right now, just message me, and we'll figure it out, and I'll get it to you. They'll be the same price. They might even be a little bit discounted because Training Peaks takes a fee of everyone's training plans. So, which one is for you, and how to make this training plan way, way better? So one of the things you can do is you can look at the hours. How many hours per week to make sure it's going to fit for you. Again, if you're training much over 10 hours a week, 15 hours a week or something, then you probably don't have a training plan, although you still could use these training plans. I make a note in all of mine where I don't want people to focus on the duration of a workout. I just want them to get that workout done. If it's an easy, steady endurance workout and you can't do 3 hours and you can only do an hour and a half, then do an hour and a half. With the other workouts that have specific intervals or hard work in there, just get that work done, do a good warm up and cool down, and then you don't need to necessarily finish out the time. You can also go a little bit longer. This bike ride only says 2 hours, but I'm going to ride 4. Great. And I make some notes in there on how to do that or not do that. There are training plans in there that are specific to a race, and there are training plans in there that are more general. You don't have to be doing the Boulder Peak triathlon to get the benefits for any Olympic distance triathlon if you use that plan. So don't get too hung up on that plan. I did make specific training plans for specific races at one point in time. If it's a sprint triathlon and you're doing a sprint triathlon, it'll still work very, very well, okay? And all of the training plans are kind of, you can put them on any date that you want. It doesn't matter. They don't end on a certain date. So don't worry about that. You can use those. How to make the training plans much, much better is by doing a consultation. I do consultations, $90, $100 an hour. And by doing a consultation for $90 in your $10 training plan, you can make that 10, 12-week training plan 10 times, 100 times more valuable than any other standalone training plan, regardless of the cost or who made it. I do a lot of consultations these days. I do a lot of custom training plans for people with the consultations, so there's that option as well. But if you have a training plan and you want to spend a little bit more money to make it 10 times more valuable, message me and we'll do a consultation and we can kind of customize that plan, go over some do's and don'ts, look at some past training of yours, race results, get a little bit into your physiology, maybe, and make sure that you're comfortable with the plan and you know how to execute it and amend it if you do need to. So there you go. I'm going to write an article on this as well for Training Peaks that's going to be out in the fall. So keep an eye out for that. I'm going to go over a couple of different things that I talked about here. I showed you how to find my plans, who they're good for, what kind of an athlete the training plans are good for, how to make them better, and which training plan is kind of going to be good for you. So have fun, enjoy, be safe, and we'll see everybody out on the road.